Hi everyone and welcome to Interest 328. Today I'm going to go through the first assignment in this year's 328 assignments. So first of all, the first assignment is called a research study design plan, and what we want you to do here is to design a study. You will not be actually running the study, but you're going to design the study, and by doing this, this will help you in understanding about each element of the research process, so that when it comes to doing the second assignment, which is the critique of the research article, you will understand, for example, what methodology is or what a sample is and that kind of thing. Okay, so first of all, let's have a look at some of the details. The assignment's due on the 18th of August, which is the Friday of week 6, and you'll receive it back on the 8th of September. It's worth 40% of the overall mark, and the length is between 1,000 and 1,500 words. Now this is because what you'll find is in some sections you'll write larger amounts of writing, and in some spots you'll write less. Alrighty. So what you're doing is developing a research design plan. So you're planning a study. So how you're going to need to do that is to work your question out and work out how you'd go ahead answering it. And we'll spend a bit of time in class doing a bit like this, and the other videos in this section will assist you in doing that as well, where I mock up the other questions. Alright, so you'll notice, and I'll just skip down quickly, that there are a couple of different ways in which you can be helped in this as well. Okay, so there are places in which you can get assistance in the modules as well as on the forum in the discussion board, if we pop in here to your home page, there's discussions in here, and you can see there's assignments 1, questions and information, which you can go into and ask a question in there. Okay, so there's module activities, there'll be things that you do in the class or on your online meeting, and there's the discussion board. Okay. So what you're going to be doing is there's a number of elements in the table that you need to complete. You'll be using the journal tool, and let's go and see that. So if we just move this a little bit over here. So we're in the discussion board currently. So if we pop over to the journal tool, you will see that it looks like this. Now I'm just move it across again. Okay, now so you can do one of two things. We're going to supply you with the Word document that this table comes from, so you can work on the document at home in Word if you like, or in here, depending on how you feel. So you're going to create a journal entry. You're going to press that button there, and you might call it week 1. Okay, and then over here you've got save entry as draft when you're ready to do that. Okay, so that's how you're going to use that tool. But each week you're going to do one of these box of rows, and by the end of week 6 you'll have done your assignment. Okay, so I'm going to do some more detailed videos on what each week should contain, so you should catch up on those videos as well. When you've finished your assignment, copy and paste into a Word document and submit through EAST. Now, the reason why you would use the online tool, not just have it in a Word document, is if you post in that online journal entry, I will be able to go in as the subject coordinator and lecturer, and your other lecturers on the other campuses will be able to do so as well, and be able to have a quick look at a few each week. Now, then we will be able to, I'll then be able to put some information in the discussion board about how people are heading. We cannot give individual feedback, formative feedback for each student, because there are over 250 students enrolled this session. So the capacity to be able to read every single student's draft each week is impossible. So I've got a button called View Drafts, and I'll be able to see people's drafts. Okay, so there'll be information about what to do in each section. What you also need to do is you need to use APA 6 reference style for your referencing, which you've been using throughout university, so that should be fine and you should have that down pat by now. Students often say, how many do I need? And the answer is you need as many references as is required to support your argument, okay? And I say this both for this and the critique. So you might find that you need 10, but someone else might need 18 references, okay? Usually the more broadly you read, the more references you will have, and that is demonstrated in the complexity of your writing and how often you can see the person has spent a lot of time in reading and editing the assignment. Okay, so then we'll come down to the rationale. What this will help you do is it will help you evaluate relationships between research, theory, and evidence-based practice. Because that last one is because we're looking at how your research might be used in practice. Applying the principle of ethical research and cultural competence. So this is important because you're actually applying, you have to think about the ethical and cultural responsibilities in undertaking a research project, and you will need to describe the research process and its components. All right. So here we have the marking criteria. Okay, and really what occurs here is to obtain a fail grade, you just effectively what it is you don't do what the pass criteria is. So the first criteria you're being asked to look at is plan for research applies research design principles, including application principles of ethical research and cultural competence to research design. So you're being asked to look at each of those areas that are in the table and decide how they would look in your particular research. The next one is evaluation of each of the process in relation to development of an understanding of links between theory and practice. Okay, so you'll be able to do that by demonstrating that, because you're supported by literature, and you'll be able to see that you're using both theory and practice, and that'll be evident in that reflective piece as well. Okay, and then you'll have seen these communicate criteria throughout your assignments, and also the located evidence. So that's something that you will have seen quite a bit. Similarly, the turned in submission, again, you'll know about that, and what we know is that the turned in information is here already for this year. It's on the left hand side tab under learning content and activities, so you'll be able to get all that information to be able to put your assignment in. Okay, so this has been a video on that first assignment. I hope you are able to listen to the other videos in this series, and any questions you've got, post on the discussion board.